There's this curious title here from 1967, anthology feature titled The Witches. We associate these anthology films wherein there's a segment with a different, this specific kind of anthology film, whereas there's a different director at each segment, 5 segments in this film, 3 major segments, and there's a smaller segment bookending the first and second, and then the second and third. What we have is a kind of a comedic or a kind of dark comedic focus to the tone of these storylines. All narratives about witches slash a kind of comedies of errors and mishaps, women doing wrong. There's a term here, commedia all'italiana, which these refer to films post-1958 with the release of Mario Monicelli's Big Deal on Madonna Street. There were these Italian comedic classics. Well, in Italy they're considered classics. I don't know how well the humour translates to non-Italian audiences. Something must get lost in translation. I've seen a couple of these films, and they're far from bad whatsoever. Although I don't like comedic films in the West and in the English language, to be fair. So I guess that's just what it is really. Most captivating for its vivid and enthusiastic photography from Giuseppe Rotono, although I must say that it's not exactly a film wherein I'm cheering along with the script so much as I'm appreciating it as an oddity of history. The Witch Burned Alive was directed by Luchino Visconti. This segment was fairly interesting, although it was good to have it at the start of the film because it's a fairly slow-paced, not overwhelmingly engaging segment. Well staged, although I've seen much better from the oeuvre of Luchino Visconti, a man whose every single feature film might be considered a classic. It's a shame I haven't talked about any of them, I don't think, on this channel. That is a shame. Then we have a small segment directed by Mauro Bolognini, Civic Spirit. This is a short little piece, darkly sickly piece, would be considered terribly misogynist, not only today, but I'm sure then. I think that was kind of the humour, some humour. But anyway, The Earth Seen from the Moon, a very bizarre piece of work directed by Pasolini, wherein you see them in the screencasts, these 2 strange red-headed fellows, and they're trying to help out this deaf girl, and it was the humor in this was very absurd, sick, and not without some genuine flourish, although I didn't crack a smile. Well, no, I don't think I did crack a smile. I figured if I was watching this with certain other people, they'd be like, what's wrong with you? And it's just like, I don't know. This is a film, we suffer through these things sometimes. The Sicilian Belle. This was the most amusing segment of the film, I think. Except for perhaps the last one was more fascinating than amusing here. The Sicilian Belle from Franco Rossi. In this film segment, we have the montage of vendettas caused because a father's upset that a younger male was made a kind of maybe a bit of an inappropriate verbal remark about his young daughter's body, and so he's decided to murder him, and then it ends in this cycle of murder, eye for an eye. You've seen the start of The Godfather Part 2, you can just imagine what's going on in this vendettas, and then in the end, this woman in a funeral outfit, mourning. Oh, why must this go on? And I guess the implication here can be perceived as misogynistic as well. There's not many places you can screen this film anymore, for better or for worse. Anyway, now this is possibly the more of interest segment in the film. Vittorio De Sica's An Evening Like the Others. Clint Eastwood is in a strange, absurdist relationship with his wife, who, let me double check the actress's name. Silvana Mangiano. He's an American, and he's staying in Italy with this woman, and it just they have these daydreams and fantasies, and they, it's strange. The motivations of the characters aren't made clear. We're just meant to assume in a way that, she wants something more, and he's just like unattentive, but tries, but has given up. Like it's kind of a mess even, but it's fascinating. It's so well staged that you assume it knows what it's doing, but I don't think it does. Look, I'll read the Wikipedia as a synopsis here. Clint Eastwood is a Western movie lover who does not know how to change the flat relationship with his wife. One day the character disguises himself as a gunslinger to entertain his wife, but she is not impressed, and he realizes that their relationship is broken forever. In the final scene, she imagines herself as a glamorous star, walking along in an evolving series of haute couture while being ogled by a growing crowd of middle-aged businessmen. She lastly dons a magnificent gown made of multiple layers of silk, each in a vibrant shade, which she peels away layer by layer. That describes what I saw. It doesn't describe why it was happening. That's fine. I guess I wasn't missing much. Slightly interesting artifact of history here.